Before we get started, guys, we want to thank you for watching this channel. So we're giving away this figure. It's Drax and Groot.
Keep watching the breakdown to find out how to get it.
Wow, what a way to start season 8, guys. We are talking about American Horror Story Apocalypse, episode 1. It's called The End. Are you gonna share that or what?
No, you finished yours. This is mine.
All right, Greg's not sharing, and there are a ton of spoilers ahead. So go watch the episode, then come right back down for this full breakdown of episode 1.
All right, let's get into it. Right from the beginning, ballistic missiles are in the air. They've taken out a handful of major international cities, and it's coming right for LA next.
Yeah, it was quite a way to start season 8. Pretty scary, right? Terrifying, to be honest.
This sums it up pretty well for me.
Many of us are still alive.
We certainly are.
Pass me another hunk of co-pilot.
Dad, Mom's getting worse. You have to take her to see a real psychiatrist. Look how tense she is.
She's fine. Oh.
Yeah, it's a complete frenzy in Los Angeles. There's tons of traffic. People are committing suicide. Everyone's just freaking out. And for me, it was really traumatizing to kind of watch. It was based in some sort of reality you could see, like in the future. Hopefully, it doesn't happen, obviously, but it was extremely terrifying.
Some of that reality we got from Colt is like a little bit of a holdover this season.
Oh my God.
It's the only thing that matters.
No! Wait, was that real? We gotta go. Come on.
So a ton of familiar faces if you've watched American Horror Story before. Obviously, we got Evan Peters returning. We got Sarah Paulson later on in the episode. We introduced to Mr. Gallant. Then he's a hairdresser. And Coco is this celebrity / Instagram influencer and her assistant Mallory. And they're basically on FaceTime with family and realize that the apocalypse is coming. So mad rush, everyone's trying to get to a safe place.
Yeah.
Now we learned that certain people who have money are safe.
Get to go there, yes.
If you have money, you're safe, and if you have the right DNA, you're safe.
Yeah, $100 million will get you in, apparently, and we don't know yet where they're going with DNA, but okay, all right.
We're also introduced to a shady government organization called the Cooperative. That is literally seeking out individuals that are worthy to be saved and not die in the apocalypse.
We have a location prepared for him where he'll be safe.
What do you mean selected?
Your son's exceptional genetic makeup makes him a prime candidate.
And then we got a cool scene at the beginning with Brock, Billy Eichner's character, and his relationship with Coco. That's a cool callback to last season Colt and the relationship there with Billy Eichner and Leslie Grossman.
Yeah, fun little nod for AHS fans that watched last season. Oh, they're back again and they're in a relationship, although that relationship doesn't last very long because, funny quote here, but he's stuck in Santa Monica and is pleading with her not to leave him there. By the way, Santa Monica is very nice, but in that traffic, it could be hell.
You are now free to see other people.
No, Coco! Do not leave me in Santa Monica!
We're also introduced to Evie Gallant, Evan Peters' grandmother, who's bankrolling this trip, apparently. And we don't know much about her yet, but she's played by the legendary Joan Collins.
Yeah, we find out she has a ton of money, can obviously get them into this shelter. And also, there are some fun little nods, obviously, to her work in Dynasty that it's awesome.
Burnt champagne.
Yes.
This is real, Grandma. People are going to die today.
Let's have some burnt champagne.
The champagne was obviously frozen in the bottle at some point. If the champagne is too burned for your taste, Miss Devereaux, don't drink it. The caviar, I trust, is not burned.
So a ton of money gets you a private plane ticket out of the blast zone and into safety. But I want to know who the hell is flying that plane?
Before we even get to that, I want to give a shout out to the chauffeur, because apparently you pay enough money, they're willing to risk their life for you, even to the bitter end. I love that.
Just wasting fools outside on the runway. That was an epic scene. And then they get on the plane, but like they find out that no one is flying it.
I think I got an idea where they're going with that. Either they just want to say like it's witches, something else is going on. I feel like they're going to touch on that again at some point. Who's flying that plane?
We have a theory, and we'll let you guys know about that later on in this video.
And then my favorite part of every premiere for AHS is the opening title sequence, of course.
They're always spot on.
Yes.
Like really well done. Just set the tone. You hear that music.
The merge of Coven and Murder House season 1, I loved it.
Yeah, if you look really closely, you'll see imagery that we noticed from Murder House, of course, and then also of Coven, and then on top of all that is this satanic, apocalyptic imagery that is just the perfect tone for this season. So,
Satan.
Yeah, it's gonna be extremely messed up. Now, as you mentioned before, paying your way to safety is not the only way to get into the shelter. You also might have the right DNA for it. And there's a funny moment when they talk about why Timothy is actually going off with the cooperative, and it's because he submitted his DNA to get tested and sampled.
I have those 23andMe set up, those boxes right behind me, and now I'm just looking at them like, conspiracy.
Yeah, it's either you're going to be completely safe, or you're going to be turned into a weapon, or cloned, or who knows what's going on.
This damn
but,
show.
I expect if someone has seen this show, they'd be like, wow, I really need to do that so that I might be saved in the case of an apocalypse.
How do you know my genetic makeup?
You submitted your DNA to an ancestry website.
And then we're introduced to Outpost 3, which is the fallout shelter for everybody, and you got these radioactive gas mask suits. Come on, what's going on there?
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of an obscure Star Wars character, Imperial spy Long Snoot. Remember in A New Hope, outside of the cantina talking to the stormtroopers, they had this vibe that was very menacing. You know, who's behind those masks? We have no idea like what's going on, where we are. But yeah, it seemed very, very realistic.
They did a close-up, and I immediately noticed Kathy Bates, though.
I didn't.
I did. I could see those
That's
eyes.
awesome.
I was like, that's Kathy Bates, and she does the whole, like, she's doing the whole movement.
I didn't realize who there was behind the faces until they, went inside and kind of cleaned off. But that's awesome. Yeah, it really set the tone of like this major government organization, and like the end of the world is actually happening. So it was a very good job of the actual the set pieces that were there.
Frightening.
Yeah, and even the design.
Yeah.
You were
Richard
noticing,
Serra.
Yeah, the design of the actual fallout shelter is not like any normal just open a door and you're in. It was very.
I love the art design going on this. The first episode floored me with the art design so far. Even the costumes, the Victorian era style we got going on right now. I loved it. And the Richard Serra outlook on everything. Perfect.
Now, Outpost 3 is one of the few remaining, and maybe the only remaining, shelter after the nuclear war. And we're introduced to Ms. Venable. The wonderful Sarah Paulson is reprising a new role, and she's basically the head honcho in this outpost. And we quickly learn that she's not so nice.
No, she is not.
I'm Wilhelmina Venable. Welcome to Outpost 3.
Now, don't forget that Sarah Paulson, she's going to be playing 3 different characters, at least 3 different characters. We have Cordelia Fox and, of course, Billy Dean Howard. So, I don't know how they're going to plug them in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they mix all the different storylines and the different characters, especially if an actor is playing more than one character.
Kill one off.
Yeah.
And then just
pretty easy,
the
actually.
other
Just kill one off and the next one pops up.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, there is a sort of social structure inside of these outposts. If you're wearing gray, you're one of the worker ants. If you're in purple, then you're more of one of the elites, if you paid a bunch of money or if your DNA matches. It's pretty cool to see all the design that goes into this and the costumes. Awesome.
I noticed all the purples get to sit down and eat for dinner, but what did the grays eat? I want to know. What do they have? Is it just like a jelly bean, a Tic Tac?
It's not even like the purples are eating that well either. So yeah, the grays are really screwed.
Oh. Okay, so what are the rules for Outpost 3? We got you can't leave and no sex. None. 0.
Which means, of course, Greg, that someone's gonna have sex.
Gee, I wonder who it could be.
Like everything in this place, we had to ration 1 kiss per week just to be safe.
Now, speaking of sex, Timothy and Emily. It's pretty teased that they're going to start some relationship. We see them kissing later on. And they're the only 2 characters, I believe, in Outpost 3 that were mentioned to have gotten there because of their DNA, their specific DNA.
Yes.
Like they didn't have the money to pay entry.
Since this is a horror story, I'm guessing that they're the only 2 because everyone else on this show is a little bit of cannon fodder. We might see a lot of people get axed sooner or later in that house.
But those 2 might be untouchable. Might.
Yeah, Big Mike's gonna make that decision.
Other characters that we've obviously met at Outpost 3, Kathy Bates as Ms. Mead. Always menacing, she's great.
She has a little bit of a boo vibe going on here.
Yes, definitely. Adina Porter is playing, I think it's Dina Stevens.
Yes, it's like an Oprah kind of vibe we got there.
Definitely probably paid her way to get there as well.
Yep.
And then we get some other characters, an Andre, a Stu, that have probably been there for a while, it seems like, and they might have paid their way to get there. But it doesn't turn out so well for Stu.
Oh, the stew is Stu!
Now, before we get to Stu, because believe me, we want to discuss Stu.
R.I.P. Stu.
R.I.P. Stu. But it seems like there's other powers at B here. And off the bat, the 666 on the bathroom mirror.
Get out. It's like
Obviously, we know
close.
that something bad is headed their way or already there.
Murder House Ghost? Maybe?
All right, you mentioned dinner time earlier, and yeah, dinner sucks.
Yes, you get one, Jello cube, and that's
it has all the vitamins you need, and that's it. And I can only imagine, this could get old really quick.
Ugh.
The cube on your plate contains every vitamin our body needs. Or so they tell us.
I'm still hungry. I am so tired of the hunger.
Wow, all that money, and that's all you get for dinner.
I mean, hey, you survived the apocalypse, so this is what you get.
I guess you should be thankful that you get anything at all and you get some safe shelter. We then find out that if you bring any radioactive particles or anything's on you, they will quickly find out and you will be punished. You'll be basically washed. It'll be washed off of inside of you. It's washed away.
I wonder
that
if
spray looks completely horrible.
That scene was to see Evan Peters' butt. We just get it out of the way in the first episode.
We got to see half naked.
You got to get his ass in the first episode, and then we move on. But at the same time, I love how they come back to that later and just reveal, like, no, it was just a thing. Just crank it up to 10, and you just, like, we can do whatever we want, because they're screwing with them. We find out later on.
So we find out that Ms. Mead and Ms. Venable have been basically torturing and tormenting any of these guests that come in, or survivors that come in to this outpost.
Yes.
And that they can basically do whatever they want because the so-called cooperative isn't quite as powerful as it was. It's almost completely gone. So they're just basically ruling this whole little cult-like vibe by themselves.
At the same time, if you don't tell them that, I wonder, are they just going to go completely nuts and then all the food's going to be taken and everyone's going to go
nuts? An uprising, so, that would, yeah.
Yeah. Still, I don't know if I would torture my guest as fun, but there has to be a hierarchy.
Yeah,
I see what's going on.
Yeah, we definitely know, though, that Ms. Mead and Venable are completely horrific characters and definitely the bad people of this season until we meet a bigger bad.
The witches. The witches got to save us.
Yes.
Come on.
A perfect example of how horrible Ms. Venable and Mead are. They take care of Stu by murdering him, and then they decide to offer their guests a special dinner. How convenient.
Oh.
This is a difficult time for everyone. As a small consolation, we have a special treat.
No cubes tonight?
Enjoy the bonbouche. Don't get used to it.
Now, they don't come out and say what it is, but the second they put those plates down, those bowls, I'm like, oh, that's stew.
I was like, do not take a bite. Do not take a bite.
Now, wait. Okay, to everyone out there, if this were you and you got to eat, are you going to eat stew, or are you just going to just toss it away? I'm sorry, I'm going to have stew. I'm sorry, but that's it. I got to eat. Hey, you got to eat. You got to survive.
All right, guys. Greg Thomas is a cannibal.
Apocalypse. The end of the world. What are you gonna do?
Oh, the stew is stew!
Later on, the perimeter alarms go off. We find out we have a new guest coming, and then you get the horse-drawn carriage. Immediately, before that, I was like, oh, it's gotta be Michael. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
This is it. This is Satan. He's here.
Yeah, Michael Langdon is back. We get a close shot of his identification. And we've noticed a few things here. First off, Michael Langdon, obviously his name is there. And then if you look at his ID number, at the end of that, it says 666. This dude is Satan. He is the Antichrist. And it turns out his clearance is unlimited, so he can do whatever the F he wants to. Now, a couple other things. There are two signatures, the Chancellor of the Cooperative and the President of the Cooperative. Don't know if we're gonna meet them later on. But it definitely seems like Michael Langdon has heard about Outpost 3 and what is going on there. He's looking for Ms. Venable, and maybe they have heard of him as well, or maybe they just noticed that he has unlimited clearance,
I'm going to go with the clearance.
And he can come and go as he pleases.
He seemed to know more about them, though. The way he was talking to Venable, it felt like he was under the impression that they're not exactly doing what they should be doing at the Outpost. He seems to be a higher up at the cooperative, and he thinks that I think he knows that they're screwing around there.
He also tells Ms. Mead to tend to his horses. I didn't know that tend to the horses means shoot them in the head and throw them off the cliff and then feed them to these monsters. But
hey,
either he controlled her to do that, or she knew to do that, or she's under his spell. I don't know.
I don't know if is he going to have powers? We'll find out. I just can't imagine. Is he going to do things like levitation or move? I don't know if he has those kind of powers yet. We'll see.
Now, of course, all you AHS veterans will know this, but Michael Langdon is the child of Tate Langdon from Murder House and Vivian Harmon, who was raped by Tate inside the murder house. And he is the satanic offspring of them and raised by Constance Langdon.
Yes. And so now he is here, grown up, and digging the outfit. I like the look here.
It's very Interview with the Vampire vibes.
I'm all
he means
for
business.
it.
He's a badass. The last time we saw him, he had murdered his nanny, the babysitter, at the end of Murder House in the season finale.
And that was it. That's the last time we saw him.
That's the last time we saw him. He was like a little kid. And now, who knows what he's done in the years since then.
I have a feeling he may have caused the apocalypse or had a hand in it somehow, some way.
But tonight, you belong to me.
A fun little Easter egg when Michael appeared inside of the Outpost 3 was the song that they played is actually a song from Murder House, from I think 2 episodes of Murder House, the season premiere and then the season finale. So it's almost like one of the first songs we've heard in the entire anthology series. It's Patience and Prudence, Tonight You Belong to Me. And it was a nice little cue that Michael Langdon is back.
Very well done.
And he's going to wreck some stuff up.
Okay, let's jump into favorite moments now. This episode was filled actually with a lot of funny moments. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
From the first 10 minutes, I thought, oh God, I'm in for some anxiety-filled 45 minutes that I'm gonna regret. But I did not. I loved it. My favorite moment is a tie between this shot right here with Evie.
Don't be too disappointed.
Darling, you don't know what disappointment is until you've slept with the old Brunner.
I want to die.
And of course, the hard cut 18 months later. That was great.
They're still stuck in the same Outpost 3.
We're saved!
And they're not even any bit closer to being saved.
There's got to be a morning after.
Yeah, you're totally right, though. There are a ton of awesome moments in this first episode. That was a really good start to the season.
It was.
I love the whole thing with trying to get out of LA traffic, everyone just freaking out. Obviously, it's over-dramatized and very heightened and as funny as an apocalypse could be, but I also really enjoyed the dinner scene and just all of them at the table, and obviously this quote.
Oh, the stew is stew!
I have a feeling that we're going to be coining this phrase throughout the season. The stew is stew, the stew is stew.
I have a feeling that's what they want us to do.
Everyone freaking out, and literally like the disgusting parts of them just like picking out like fingers and like teeth and nails. Like the whole thing was just completely gross, but it was fun to see the people that were grossed out by it, and then the people that were just chilling and like all good, like eating it, like
That's what I love about Horror
starving.
Story. That's what I love about this show. More of that. Give us this cute nods, but just keep it gross and keep it just funny.
All right, guys, as promised, let's take a quick break and tell you more about this contest to win this Guardians of the Galaxy Drax and Groot figure from our friends over at fun.com. And it's extremely easy to enter, guys. First, you gotta live in the US, and second, subscribe to GameSpot Universe, and then enter the contest with the bit.ly link in the description or pinned comment below.
Now, this contest only runs from September 13th to October 1st, so hit that link right now.
Enter now, guys.
Do it.
All right, Greg, back to American Horror Story. Let's talk about any predictions and theories we have moving forward for the rest of the season. Now, we didn't get a look at episode 2, but you and I have some ideas of what might be happening down the road here.
Just a few, just tiny things here.
First off, let's talk about the sanctuary that
Yes.
Michael mentions. Michael Langdon mentions a sanctuary where he wants to take some of the people, or maybe none of the people, over to.
Yes.
What do we think it is?
It's either Miss Robichaux's sanctuary we're talking about here, or I have a feeling we're gonna get something with the witches with this thing.
Yeah, I think they want, Ryan Murphy and the whole crew wants you to believe that we're going to the New Orleans Coven with that sanctuary, but it might be almost too obvious of a choice.
Yeah. Also, he's lying to her, obviously. I think whatever they're sending him is Satan's plan. He's picking who he chooses here.
Right. He's going to tempt those people that are left over, the survivors that are left over, for his own good.
Yeah.
And we think that it might be Emily and Timothy. Now, speaking of Emily and Timothy.
Yes, we get a whole Adam and Eve story, I think we're going here. I just get the vibe. You can't have sex. What are they doing early on?
They're getting close to that.
And now the devil shows up. I wonder what's going to happen here.
Original sin. Yeah, they're definitely tempted by everything around them, each other, and now the devil has showed up. It's not looking good.
No, and all hell is about to break loose in this place.
I have to bring it up again, Greg. The private jet. I mean, who is flying the private jet? I get there's autopilot in the jets, but you can't take off and land a jet without anyone flying it.
Is it Evie? Is she a secret witch? That's my go right now. This is my theory is she's a secret witch.
That's why. No wonder why she's always so chill and just like. I thought it was the money. I thought it was the money that made her like super chill. But maybe she does have this secret witch powers.
There's more to her. I think
she might be part of the coven, and she's just don't worry about this. She don't. Yeah.
We don't know how that plane landed. Yeah. Maybe they just want us to go with it.
That's definitely what's coming up in the next episode, right? We're gonna get background into like, and I feel like a lot of the season's gonna do that as well, right? We're gonna jump time a lot. We're gonna go back to 5 hours before the apocalypse to 10 hours after the apocalypse. We're gonna jump around a lot and see, kind of fill in the puzzle pieces of what happened.
Emily's backstory, we haven't got that yet.
Right.
I'm guaranteeing you that's gonna happen in the next episode or the episode after, unless she's a huge baddie and we just don't know it yet.
And the last question that we have, was that the last we saw of Billy Eichner?
I wanna say no, but they did say he was only guest starring.
Right.
He was credited as guest starring in this episode, but it would make sense if we didn't see him there in the blast, that he could have found some kind of shelter or something happened and he's gonna get his revenge on Coco. Doubtful.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
What a way to go out, right? Just stuck in LA
Boom.
traffic. That's horrible. If any of you guys have been in LA traffic, that's not fun. Guys, that's it for us here. Let us know what questions, theories, predictions you might have for American Horror Story Apocalypse in the comments below or on Twitter. I'm at Ryan Eric P.
I'm at Greg FT155.
And also, subscribe to this channel because we will be doing breakdowns for every single episode of American Horror Story. If you can't tell, we are extremely excited for the season.
Oh, yes.
Can I get another cube, please? Can I get one of those cubes?
No, that's mine. I need it for the next year. That's how it worked, right?